Hey everyone, welcome back to TechBit Academy. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're looking at the exact blueprint of how you take a mere thought and transform it into a tangible, finished product. Honestly, if you've ever had to wrangle a massive, chaotic undertaking, you know how hard it is. So this structural breakdown is exactly what you need. Have you ever wondered how those swirling, chaotic thoughts actually become organized, successful projects? Well, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't happen by accident, and it definitely doesn't happen by just winging it. There's an actual precise science to getting things done. Okay, let's dive into this. To make this crystal clear, we're going to follow a very specific, relatable narrative today. Imagine someone says, we need a mobile app for students, right? That is our starting point. We're going to trace that exact idea from its very inception all the way to the final delivery, step by step. So here's our roadmap for the explainer. Every successful project moves through 5 distinct phases. We've got initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and finally closing. Let's start right at the beginning with phase 1, the initiation phase, the spark. This crucial first step is where our mobile app story officially begins. It's incredibly straightforward but absolutely vital. The idea is generated and then the project is officially approved. You pitch the app, you get the green light, and boom, the engine starts running. Without formalizing this step, you risk building something literally nobody agreed to fund or support. You simply can't build anything securely until you cross this specific threshold. With that approval secured, we step right into phase 2, the planning phase, the blueprint. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it breaks down the core components of our blueprint. This is the stage where you define the scope, the time, and the cost. And then you use all of that to create a master schedule. We're taking that abstract idea of a student app and really grounding it in practical, measurable reality. Essentially, we're setting the exact boundaries of what we're going to do and the resources it'll require. Connecting back to our running analogy, this is exactly where the specific features for the student app are locked in. Are we including a campus map? What about a grade tracker? Or maybe a messaging system? This is where those scope decisions are firmly made, so everyone knows exactly what they're building. Nailing this down right now is your absolute best defense against that dreaded scope creep later on. So the crucial point is, we don't just decide what to build, we have to decide exactly when it must be finished. For our student app, let's say the schedule is locked in at exactly 3 months. That strict timeline means the team knows what the finish line looks like, and, they know the clock is ticking. With that blueprint in hand and the clock ticking, next up is phase 3, the execution phase, the build. This is where the magic actually happens. All of that incredibly careful planning from the previous stage now translates into tangible, heads-down effort. The actual work is being done. It's time to stop talking about the mobile app, stop drawing up schedules, and start physically making the product. And this brilliantly illustrates the parallel teamwork that's essential here. While the developers roll up their sleeves and start coding, the designers are simultaneously busy creating the user interface. Everyone is moving together at the exact same time, executing that strict blueprint we laid out back in phase 2. But, as we all know, it's never completely smooth sailing. Which brings us to phase 4, the monitoring and controlling phase, the plot twist. Because even the absolute best blueprints encounter hurdles in the real world, this phase represents an ongoing dual responsibility. You have to constantly track progress against that 3-month schedule while simultaneously playing whack-a-mole with problems as they inevitably pop up. You're basically the active guardian of the timeline here. And here is our narrative conflict. A delay is detected. Suddenly, our mobile app development has hit a serious snag. That 3-month timeline, it's in jeopardy. The momentum has totally stalled, and we have to act incredibly fast to keep things from completely derailing. Fortunately, because we were closely monitoring the situation, we can implement a rapid, real-time fix. Step 1, we identify the exact solution. We realize, hey, an extra developer is needed right now to catch up on the coding backlog. Step 2, we reallocate resources to get them onto the team immediately. Problem solved, the delay is neutralized, and our student app timeline is right back on track. That rapid response saves the day. Let's move to and see how this builds into our final stage. Phase 5, the closing phase, the resolution. We finally made it. The turbulent build has reached the finish line. Our student mobile app is a reality, proving that this highly structured 5-phase system absolutely works. By moving methodically through initiation, planning, execution, and control, the project is now officially completed. But wait, a truly great project doesn't just abruptly end the second the app goes live. Feedback is collected. We need to take a breather and reflect. What went right with the design? What actually caused that sudden delay in the middle of coding? Collecting this feedback is exactly how we vastly improve our internal process for the very next endeavor.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. Now that you've seen the entire structural blueprint from that initial spark all the way to the final review, once feedback is collected, what will your next big idea be? How are you going to use these 5 powerful phases to turn your own swirling thoughts into a finished reality? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I really hope it helps you build something absolutely amazing.